my gosh, this is so frustrating. I have no idea which camera to choose. There are too many options.
Hey, new business owner
Oh,
Courtney.
hey, veteran business owner Courtney.
What's up?
Well, you know I told you I wanted to start that new business, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I know that it's super important for me to have a good camera so that I can take good photos of my products so that people want to buy them. But I don't know, it's like Sony, Canon, HD, 4K. I have no idea. There are too many options and I'm just like, oh, so overwhelmed.
First of all, calm down. You don't have to have a camera.
What?
No, you can use your phone. Like when I first started, all I had was my phone. Now, it was a rough start, but I mean, I was able to learn some tips and tricks to make my photos and videos look really good. And I can show you if you want.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm getting ready to go teach a class. I can walk you through everything I know. You want to come?
Sure.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Hello, Crafty friends. I am Courtney Brickner. Welcome to my workshop today. I hope you enjoyed that little intro. It was just, just to let you know that I have definitely been where you are. When I started the Crafty Brick, and actually to be honest, still to this day, I have not purchased a camera. I've been thinking about getting one now because I do more YouTube videos. So I feel like it might be better for doing that. But doing all of my social media, taking pictures of my projects, of the things that I'm selling, I still do not have a camera. I use my phone for everything, like seriously. So I just want you to know that you don't have to be intimidated when you're starting your business, thinking that you have to spend all this money on a camera that you don't actually need to get started. So I've got a lot of tips and tricks that I have learned over the years with taking pictures and taking lots of videos, and I would like to share those with you today because really, I mean, having quality photos and videos is very important. Marketing your business is extremely important because, I mean, it's the face of your business. You want people to come to your social media pages. You want people to come to your website. You want people to come to your blog if you've got one. But if they're going to come, you want them to want to stay. You want to have things that make people want to purchase from you, and you want things that make them want to stay on your page longer, binge your content. So in order to do that, you have to have quality content that you're putting out there. You don't want to have dark pictures with blurry images, words that are hard to read. That just makes people swipe. So it's really important that you have quality stuff that you're putting out there so that people will buy your things, because that's ultimately what you're trying to do, is to get people to purchase your products. So tips and tricks I've learned along the way, I'm going to be sharing those with you in this workshop. All you need is your phone. I'll be sharing some different apps that I use. I will be sharing some different techniques that I use for making my pictures and videos better. I'm going to show you how I started out so you can see where I started and where I am now, just to show you the progression of what I've done over the last few years. And I'm going to just show you how you can do it yourself. So I hope at the end of this workshop, you will feel much more confident taking photos and videos, and you're going to step up your photo and video game with just your phone. So that is my goal, and I look forward to showing you everything that I know. So let's get started. Okay, one of the first things we're going to talk about today is the lens of your camera on your phone. Look how blurry I am. Y'all need to clean your phone camera. A lot of times we're touching our cameras all day long. We got oils on our fingertips. Let me show you. You take a little microfiber towel, you wipe it off, and that makes a world of difference. So, rule number 1, wipe your camera lens. Now let's jump into the next step. All right, let's talk about lighting. So here I'm standing with some light behind me. Natural light is actually wonderful to have with your pictures and videos, but not when it's shining behind you, because it actually it makes you look like you're more of a shadow, and it doesn't put your product or yourself in the best light. So let's not film with light shining behind us. Let me show you what it looks like with light shining in front of you. And here's what I look like with no light behind me. You can see my face much better. So not having that shadow just looks much more appealing and you don't look so dark. So when you are picking a location for your photos or your videos, make sure that you do not have light shining behind whatever image you are trying to get a picture of. And while we're talking about lighting, let's talk about actually, if you don't have natural light, which is always going to be the best option, having an artificial light. So right now I am actually using a ring light. So this is what it looks like with the light on. Let me show you what it looks like with it off. So you can see it's much, much darker. I mean, I still am looking more lit because I'm not having that light behind me. Let's see what it looks like when I turn the ring light off and I have the natural light behind me. Yikes, it's even worse. So you definitely, obviously we already talked about, you don't want to have the light behind you, but the ring light actually does make a really big difference in your lighting. So let's turn it back on. So much better. I mean, still not great with the light behind me, but the ring light really makes a huge difference. When I first started out taking pictures, I actually didn't have a ring light. I didn't see what the importance was. I thought it was just for, influencers, the social media people that were like vain and just wanted to have, their light shining on them all the time so that they always looked perfect. But I didn't realize that, no, it's actually just to make everything look better that you're trying to film. So I would highly recommend getting a ring light to take pictures of anything that you're trying to take pictures of or videos. Okay, now let's talk about things that we would like to include in our pictures to just try to make them look a little bit better. If you were taking pictures of your product, some ways that you can actually step up those pictures and make them look a little better is gathering some props. Now, you can go out and buy things. There's typically a lot of things you can get in the dollar bin at Target or things at the Dollar Tree. Those are some really great places to purchase some items to use for props. You can gather things from around your house that would work great. I mean, these are all items that I had in the house. Just a simple frame with an image in it, some plants, different size plants you can use in your pictures, ceramic pieces, maybe a vase, lots of things. Just kind of go around your house and search for items that actually might look good in pictures. And a lot of times you've got things in your house that you like and they would photograph really well. So my recommendation is to scavenge around the house, find all the cool things that you could include in your pictures just to make them look, just so they're not just so dull and basic. Like the whole point of taking these pictures is so that people can kind of picture themselves with your product. So if you've got items around your house that make your product look like, oh, this would fit perfectly in someone's home, picture it or take a picture of it or film it with items from the home so people can get an idea of how they can use that piece in their home and in their life. So getting some props is a really great way to up your photo and video game. Okay, now we're going to get real fancy with it with backdrops. So I started looking for backdrops because I saw pictures that people were posting of their products. And I just thought, oh my gosh, that looks so professional. It looks so good. And I looked up like backdrops that you could purchase. They were a lot of money. I'm talking about like hundreds of dollars. So I was like, yeah, I'm not buying that. I feel like I can make a backdrop of my own. So that's what I did. So I got some foam board from the dollar store. And actually, I think I started out, I got some yard signs. So that plastic yard signs, you could use that. You could use foam board. You can use whatever you want. But you can make your own. This I made. So look, I mean, it's just a foam board. And I actually had cut out something, so I just covered it up because I didn't need that part. These are little individual, I think they were maybe like 6x6 squares of just a little greenery that I got from the dollar spot at Target. I glued them all onto here. This is one of the backdrops that I use the most. It just always looks so good. You just prop it up and then you can set a little something there, put your product there. It just works out so nicely. The other thing that I have used a lot is just contact paper. You know, like the paper that you line shelves with. Oh my gosh, I love it. I got wood. Let's see. Oh my goodness. This kind of wood, the distressed wood, just a little like linen. One of my favorite things to do is, you know, you see all those beautiful kitchens. I didn't have that, but look what you can do. A little marble countertop. This is from the Dollar Tree. And I believe this one is from the Dollar Tree as well. A little marble countertop, a little tile backsplash, and then you throw your tumbler in there and maybe a little plant. Look at that. Let's take a picture of that. All right, so say maybe you're not looking for a kitchen vibe and you're looking for more of like a flat lay of maybe a t-shirt that you're selling. Let me show you how you can set that up. Okay, I've got this wood backdrop. It's actually 2 pieces. I taped the back together, but so I can store it, I just fold it in half. But it makes a larger backdrop. Then you can take your t-shirts, we'll set it out. Maybe you can add some tennis shoes. And let me tell you something. Do not get some dirty old tennis shoes to put in your pictures. That's not going to look good. The way I started out, I actually purchased a pair of tennis shoes, just a pair of Chucks, and I did not wear them. I only used those tennis shoes for making mock-ups of my pictures or mock-ups of my items. So you can set those in there. We'll use our same plant here, maybe a pair of jeans, and we'll just set it up, snap a little picture, and let me show you that one. Okay, now we've seen how we can take 2 different styles of photos with just some items from around our house and some really inexpensive backdrops. Now I'd like to show you how you can actually edit those photos right on your phone. I'm not going to be using any fancy editing software. I'm going to be using an iPhone today. This will work on the Android. I just don't have an Android to show you, but your Android also has editing features as well. So I'm going to show you on the iPhone. I will walk you through how to edit both of the pictures that we took so they are both social media ready.
All right, so we'll go to our photos, open up the picture we just took, and then click edit up at the top. And then we'll see some editing features down here. Well, first we'll click filter, and you can swipe through. There's all these different filters that change the color of your image. One of my favorites that I like to use a lot is vivid. You can see how it changes from the original to vivid. It's just much brighter. Then we'll go back down here and you can see adjust. So you can take off the filter and you can adjust it. You can auto adjust and the phone will automatically do some adjustments to make the picture look better, or you can change whatever you would like to do. I kind of play around with different elements within these adjust tools and see what makes my picture look the best. So you can play around with those. If you don't want to use them, you can just scroll back. You can click auto, turns them all off. You can even use a filter and add some adjustments to it. So I've got the vivid, and maybe I want to play around with the shadows, just make the shadows a little bit less than what the filter did. Or you can do the contrast, or maybe the black point, or saturation. There's a lot of different things you can do. So you can use the filter and the adjust if that's what you want to do. So then let's see. After we do that, we'll click the crop button and we're going to crop out all the parts of the picture that we do not want and make it just ready for social media. So when we're all set, then we'll go up here to the top and click done. Then our picture is saved to our camera roll. Okay, for our second image, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to crop our photo. We're going to use some of the filters at the bottom. I like the Vivid again. And then I'm going to make a few adjustments with the saturation, the black point, the highlights, and then we're ready to save it to our phone. And we could even use it as a mock-up. So here's simple ways. Here's a before and an after with our tumbler, and a before and after with our t-shirt. And we did both with just our phone.
Okay, so there are two ways that you can take a picture of like a product, a tumbler, a mug, earrings, something like that, and maybe a t-shirt. So a couple different ways you can set things up. I recommend having some blanks on hand so that you actually can take a picture of a blank. You can make your own mock-up. So like this picture right here, I would definitely use that as a mock-up. I can add my design using an app like Canva and put my design on here so that I can make it look like an actual photo. And then I don't have to make the product and maybe be stuck with a product that didn't sell because I have it just sitting here now. I just make a mock-up so people can see what it looks like, and then I can make it when I actually sell the product. So I am a big advocate of making your own mock-ups. Now you can purchase them from Etsy. A lot of people have created mock-ups and you can just purchase them. I enjoyed making some of my own mock-ups. So that is the way that you can do this. So now I've shown you some tips and tricks for doing photos. Let's talk about what we can do with our videos. First of all, when I first started, I was never in my videos. Basically, you would see my hands, you would see me making something, but I never showed my face. I was just nervous about doing that. It made me self-conscious, talking in the video or just showing myself. So I don't know if you experienced that as well, but I ended up just breaking out of that. I tested the waters at one point and started filming myself in some of the videos. I noticed that my engagement on my videos went way up. My views went way up. My sales went up. And I think it all corresponded to just me being in the videos. I think people like to see the face behind their products, especially when they're purchasing from a small business. They want to see who they're purchasing from. So putting yourself in the videos, I think, helps a lot. And making sure that, some people think, well, I can't really do videos. I do, pet bandanas. Well, put some dogs in your videos. Have the dogs showing how to wear those bandanas. Take your dog for a walk and show them walking. Show you walking the dog and then zoom in on the pet. Babies. If you're making products for babies, show some babies using your products. People want to see how to use your product in their daily lives. So if you show them, then they don't have to wonder what it's for or how to use it. So I think that that's a very important part of your filming of your videos. Once again, you want to make sure that your lighting is good. When I started out, like I said, I didn't even have the ring light, so my lighting wasn't very good. I'm going to show you a before video and an after video of, after I started using some of my techniques.
This is a video from very early on in my business. You can see that the lighting is not very good and I'm filming from very far away, so it's hard for you to even see what I'm working on. I'm not really engaging you in the project, therefore it's not really enticing for you to stick around and watch for very long. There wasn't any music, and in the end it was good that I showed a final picture of the product, but people had already lost interest by that point. This one actually was a really good video that I posted earlier this year, and you can see there's a huge difference in the lighting and where I'm filming from. I am right in on the action of everything that's going on with this project. I'm showing you steps along the way. I have numbered steps so you can keep track of what's going on. It's an aerial view so you know exactly what I'm doing. And it just keeps you engaged the entire time. I used a little music. I ended up not talking. I just used the text bubbles but it worked for this project. So this one is just a lot better representation of the work that I'm trying to sell. It actually gives the buyer a really behind the scenes look at how their product is made. And I think that that goes a long way when people are purchasing something.
So you see that was a little bit not so great in the beginning, but I got better over time. So I think use my mistakes, and hopefully you don't make all the mistakes that I made with my photos and videos. But just start out using good lighting to begin with. That just ups your videos like from the jump. So using some transitions, not doing exactly the same thing all the time and just showing the same thing. When you film your video and you go back to watch it and edit it, when you realize that you're starting to get bored with whatever you're doing, that same thing, you need to speed that up. So that's the beauty of editing tools is
you can make something that took you 30 minutes, you can bring it down to 20 seconds. So make sure you utilize those speed features.
Because you need to speed up some parts. Nobody wants to watch you weed for 2 minutes. So speed that up, okay? So the timing of your video is very important. Your transitions, just doing different things in your videos are very important. And then captions, I think it's really important if you are speaking in your video that you use captions. Me personally, I never have the sound on when I am on social media, and I know I'm not alone. So when I see a video and I see somebody's talking, the sound is always going to be off. If that video is very engaging, then it does make me want to turn my sound on and see what they're talking about. But a lot of times I just read the caption. So if it doesn't have a caption, it's not super engaging, then I'm probably just going to swipe. So keep that in mind when you're creating your videos, that you should have some captions. And then at the end of your video, a call to action, a CTA. What do you want that person to do? Do you want them to comment on your post? Do you want them to share your post? Do you want them to like your post? Tell them what you want them to do, because people will do it. More often than not, people will do what you ask them to do at the end of your video. So make sure that you include a call to action. And if you are using music, which I highly recommend, make sure that if you're talking, the music choice that you have selected does not have talking on it as well. Choose an instrumental music option if you're talking. Now, if you're not talking and you're just walking or showing how to do something, a behind the scenes or a tutorial where you're just making something and you don't have any voiceover, then use some music with some lyrics. People have a hard time listening to lyrics and listening to you speak. So choose one or the other. And voiceovers are also good. Text bubbles are also good. So if you don't have captions, maybe just using like, I'm weeding this now. Step 1, I'm weeding this. Step 2, I am heat pressing it. Step 3, I am doing one more press. So you're not having captions of the whole thing, but you've got some text bubbles showing what you're doing. That is extremely helpful as well. So those are all just some recommendations I have for making your videos more engaging that make people want to watch them longer. People watch your videos, they want to buy your products. So it all works together. You want people to buy your products. So those are some things I think are really good for making your videos. Tools that I think are good for you to have to up your photo and video game. I think foam board and contact paper, we already discussed that. Props, blank products, a ring light, and a tripod. Having a tripod is a game changer. So I have to admit, when I first started out, I had little boys. We had a lot of Legos. It's a little unconventional to say the least, but I made a tripod out of Legos. I did not purchase a tripod. I thought I can just make this little tripod out of Legos. It did the job. Did it break sometimes when I was moving it from one thing to another? Yes, it did. Did it get the right angles that I needed all the time? No, it did not. Buy a tripod. If that's one thing that you're going to get, a tripod and a ring light, I think are just game changers. This is my tripod right here. It's nice because I got one that actually holds my phone. It will hold my iPad. It turns, it does angles like crazy, like perfect angles that you need all the time. This is the Archon mount. I highly recommend it. I'm going to have links in my more information page to all of the products that I use. My ring light will be on there. I use the Lume Cube Pro. So if you're looking to get that as well, you can check that in my more information page. But so let's see, the helpful tools, helpful apps that I use on a regular basis. Some of them have a free version. Some of them have the pro version. I've purchased the pro version of all of them because it's super helpful for me because I use them all the time. So Video Leap I use for editing videos. InShot, Canva helps. I mean, I use Canva for everything, but what we were talking about earlier with making mock-ups, Canva would be an awesome option for using that. An app called Captions, and then Snaptic and Snap Insta, because the apps don't really like you to share other apps. So if you posted something on Instagram and you want to post it over on TikTok, you download it from your phone or from the app, it has the Instagram watermark on it. TikTok doesn't like that. So Snaptic and Snap Insta will actually remove the watermark from them, save your video so that you can share it to other platforms. So I'll have the list of all of those as well on my additional information page. And if you would like to dig deeper into any of the stuff that we discussed today, I have a workshop that I have just launched just for you guys because I want you to have more, just deeper. I didn't have time to go into everything here. So like how to create mock-ups in Canva, how to do those transitions with the video editing apps, how to do like that double video that I did in the beginning, the twin video, how to do that. I show you how to do that. How to actually make the backdrops. All of that will be in the workshop. For all of you lovely, wonderful, crafty business owners that would like to dig deeper into the things that I talked about today. And if you are not following me, please go follow on my social media channels and check out the Crafty Challenge. This is my monthly challenge where I go against another crafter, and it's just been really, really fun. So come watch the Crafty Challenge. Check out my other videos and photos. You'll see them all over social media because I post every day. But I really appreciate you spending some of your time with me today. It's been really fun sharing the knowledge that I have gained over the years. And I hope that you find it helpful. I hope that it helps you improve your photos and videos. So thank you so much. Until next time, stay crafty, my friends. Bye.